Hey, this is Peter with Bald Eagle Moving. You know what? We officially started Bald Eagle Way podcast. Purpose of this podcast is to bring all local people together and support a good cause, meaning to show you good people they work in this area. Today we got Katie Can, realtor. She's a big shot realtor. She has over 500,000 views on Instagram about the Jupiter paid parking. Come check it in, baby. Come to see it.
So how many podcasts you been on?
This is my first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You look like you've been doing it for a long time. You're like,
I have,
talking.
well, I grew up with a theater background.
Okay.
And then I used to do a lot of advocacy work, so I have media training from that. So I'm pretty comfy in front of a camera. Yeah.
And like a talking.
Yeah.
What about the family? What like your parents did? What they?
My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she actually homeschooled me until high school, but she was a chef in her previous career. So I was definitely spoiled with that for sure. And my dad has been in like sales and marketing his whole career. So I'm kind of following in the family footsteps by doing real estate and kind of ending up in the marketing world with that as well. And real estate's funny because you think it's sales initially when you go into it. And sure, you could hire a marketing company to outsource to, but I like handling all my stuff myself. So I'm also, you wear so many hats as a realtor. You do so many different aspects of different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a people business, I guess.
It's definitely
That's
a people business, that's for sure.
Making relationships.
Exactly.
More people you know, more hands you shaking, more
Completely.
money you making.
Yeah,
doing the good thing.
I think the best way to earn a good reputation is through word of mouth. And from past clients saying, I worked with her and she did a really incredible job and I want to refer her to my friends who are looking to buy a house. Or I'm sure it's the same thing for you guys with moving. Just getting people who refer you word of mouth is like the best you could get because that's going to be a client for life right there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And their families too. Like you.
Exactly.
You're talking about this the biggest thing. Like you get like Miami, right? Like we don't really, like I don't want to say we don't want to go to Miami,
Yeah.
but look, we got a grandkids to go into Miami now.
Sure.
Like we moved the grandparents.
Yep.
They have moved from one house to other. Now their grandkids living in the grandparents' house. They done with the college or whatever, the
Right.
20 something years old, and they, it's like, would you take my grandkids to Brickell? I'm like,
Yeah, why not?
And
Yeah.
those are usually good because it's a one bedroom. Usually they go and
Right.
they stay there for a couple of years and
Yeah.
they go and try it. So this is like an example of the, building
Exactly.
people relationships.
Yeah.
And you probably seen that too. I mean, you get
Definitely. Yeah. I'll have clients come with, now my sister
Kids,
wants to buy a place
sister,
part-time or, they're leaving New Jersey. They want to come down here, but they want a seasonal place for a little while and that kind of thing. Yeah. We definitely get, clients build off of families or then the kids want to buy a house or our daughter's having a baby. They need to sell the townhome and buy a bigger house and that kind of thing. Definitely happens.
And it comes with little things, right? Like I can imagine like in yours, so you're like, oh, do you know somebody who offered a seasonal rental, right? Like
Yeah.
you get probably those. You
Yeah.
get
A lot of inquiries about that kind of thing. Yeah.
They come for a little bit and they're like, oh, maybe I could buy a house.
Exactly. They come, they dip their toe in the water, they test the area and see if they really like it or not. And yeah, a lot of people who come and rent and stay seasonally end up buying here eventually because they've spent enough time, they've gotten to know the area, or they figure out like, do we love Juneau or do we love Tequesta or do we love Stewart? Or, they kind of get to get the feel and test out different places
And what kind
while
of
they're
house?
while they're renting. Yeah.
What kind of house they like?
Right,
too.
or
If they
deciding-
like a condo.
Right, condo, or do they want a single family home? Do they have big dogs? Do they want a backyard? Like all those things go into play.
So what about the reaching out? Like like when people, this is what happened to us. Like when we start going on, and it seems like forever now, but it's literally been just a couple months. And I know the patient is the key. Be patient.
Yeah.
Is the whole thing. Are you using that a lot when? like when people reach out to you
Mm-hmm.
to like, they're not even ready to buy, right?
Oh, yeah,
They gotta-
I mean, I've worked with people who we, started off talking maybe a year and a half prior to when they actually ended up purchasing or selling a home. So that's very, very common in the industry, is to kind of like build that relationship, get to know the people. And, everybody's motivated on buying or selling based on what's happening in their life. So sometimes people have plans of, we want to buy a home in Florida. We want to leave New Jersey or Connecticut or wherever we're coming from. And then next thing you know, it's, oh no, we just found out our daughter's pregnant. So we want to stay for the grandbaby. So maybe in a year or two, we'll buy a place in Florida. And, that's part of my job, is to keep those connections going, keep talking to people, sharing with them little like market snapshots of, hey, I know you guys are a year out, but I just want you to kind of see like what homes in this neighborhood are going for right now, and that kind of thing. And really just building that relationship until whenever the client's ready.
What about the season? Do you tell them about like that's just what I heard about. Like moving season is a little bit different, but you gotta, the best time is in like August, September. Does it like change?
I feel like that's a little bit of a misconception here, because we do have, we've got our snowbird season where you can kind of tell right now it's the end of July and the roads are definitely a little bit calmer than they were a couple months ago. You can tell that a lot of our seasonal people have gone back to wherever their full-time resident is. No. But I don't think that really impacts like our housing market here, the buying and selling of it all. I think the only time for summer being really important to buy is if you're a family who's moving with kids and you want them to start in a new school. And what a lot of people who move to Florida don't realize is that we go back to school really soon. We go back to school on like August 10th, whereas most of the Northeast and a lot of other parts of the country don't go back till Labor Day. So I'll get inquiries from people who are, they're being job transferred or they're just ready to start new. And they're like, they call me March, April. They're like, yeah, we're thinking maybe like an August move. I'm like, well, if you've got kids in school, you got to be like, it's got to be like a May or June move. Like you want to be here, get settled, get them registered at the new school, that whole thing. So when it comes to families with younger kids, we definitely see summer as like a strong moving season. But outside of that, it's kind of like whenever it works for people, whatever is happening in their life that is making them make the move. Yeah.
Awesome. That's yeah. There's a huge scoop. Like
yeah.
Like for us, like how we like small things, right? Like we know for small stuff, like. For you, it's gonna be like a rental or seasonal rental.
Yeah.
Or like you and I actually don't gonna help people. The maybe it's a service. So, but you there for them. Like you're like, okay, people need to move like a fridge or washer and dryer.
Small things. And that's what people don't think about moving companies, is that it's not just for when you're like packing up your whole house and moving. You guys are there to assist with even smaller items like that. And you can definitely,
Oh yeah, we do a bunch of, we don't do or advertise like a junk removal, right?
Right.
We do any types.
Yeah.
Like with a bunch of realtors, we help with, we got things, especially the things like nobody can move or they hard to move.
Yeah.
Like, they left this armoire in the bedroom, like they, like a grandma's moving, but we have a hard time to get rid of it.
We see it happen so much here, is that when somebody, grandma or grandpa has passed away and their family's inherited their Florida home and the family wants to sell it, it's usually, fully furnished. And of course, families will, go and take personal belongings and that. But we see these homes that are, depending on your taste, might be considered dated with the furniture, or might be. I sometimes work with a local vintage furniture company called Palm Beach Regency.
Okay.
Where when I stumble across a house that's full of like that retro like bamboo and
I think I met them.
They're a great company. They're wonderful. Corinne's fantastic, who owns that. But I'll every now and again come across these really cool like time capsule homes almost that haven't been touched since the 70s or 80s, and the family doesn't want the furniture because it's not modern, but it's people are into that still. So I'll get in touch with I work with another antique dealer as well. So when we come across homes like that the family doesn't know what to do with, they don't want to keep the furniture, I'll connect them with one of the vintage furniture people that I work with and kind of help the family make some extra money that way, get the furniture moved out, all that kind of stuff. Because like you said, sometimes it's like they leave behind these big pieces that nobody's interested in.
Yeah.
Yep.
But hipsters, they are.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to all the hipsters. Hey, Kenrick. Shout out all the hipsters and 70s and all the different colors and coming back. So.
Oh, yeah. That like nice avocado green, little burnt orange with your bamboo furniture for sure. Yeah, that's definitely. But that's like classic Florida style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We see. I mean, I seen some cool stuff. Like you get some cool stuff. You're like, oh, you guys want some of this? I'm like, sure. Let us.
Why not? Yeah. All right. Well, next time you stumble across vintage furniture, you call me.
Oh yeah.
We'll get a finder's fee together. We'll work it out.
So me personally, I'm looking for anything with bald eagle. So
okay.
Bald eagle.
Got it.
Anything bald eagle.
Got it. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Any artwork with the bald eagle.
Sure.
Any little. That little bird cage with bald eagle.
Just a little trinket, something.
That's
okay,
it.
cool.
That's it.
I'll keep my eye out for you for sure.
So what is the one misconception people have about realtors?
Man, realtors, we get a bad rap, and I don't understand why, because we're just out here trying to help people. No, I think the main misconception is that we don't really serve any value and that people don't really need to work with us. A lot of people think that they can do what we do on their own and they can, or, skip working with a buyer's agent and go straight to the listing agent, that kind of thing. But we do a lot. We do a lot behind the scenes. We're handling so many different vendors and, paperwork, and we handle the contracts and we're negotiating on your behalf. And as a good realtor for my client, I'm making sure you're protected. And a lot of the time, especially when you see, a buyer go into like an open house.
Investor.
And they just
investor.
meet.
What about
or an investor? Yeah, absolutely.
People come in with these crazy offers.
Yeah, and I think it's just so important for everybody to have their own representation. So you could go to an open house and meet a listing agent and make an offer with them and work through the whole thing with them. But at the end of the day, that's going to be really hard for them to stay super, non-biased between the seller client and the buyer client. And I just always believe in, why wouldn't you have somebody to help represent you and protect you, and somebody who studies the laws and knows, this coming week, August, we have a ton of new condo laws coming in and a lot of changes there that I don't think are super common knowledge. So yeah, I think the biggest misconception about realtors is that we're kind of like useless and unnecessary. But I think you can ask anybody who's had a good experience with a realtor that it was like absolutely a game changer for them. We handle so much of the stress of a transaction. We handle so many of the behind the scenes details so that our clients aren't dealing with talking to the title company and the inspector and the lender and, going back and forth and digging up stuff from the HOA and finding documents and all of that. Like, that's the stuff that we're doing that nobody necessarily sees. So I think, I think a lot of people find that realtors are not necessarily valuable, but we most certainly are.
I can tell you one thing. Mm-hmm. We work with realtors as a moving company, right? And I see the value. And I know it's much more harder job than people think. I mean, there is definitely can be easier way or easier transaction happening.
Oh,
right?
I've had easy transactions.
Like my sister bought a house for me.
Yeah, somebody could handle that themselves.
That could be easier till inspection comes in and your shower leaks and the sisters start fighting.
Exactly.
Right? And then get to the point like, oh, where we stand.
Yeah.
This thing is like, there's some real stories happening with families. They don't.
Oh, I'm sure you've seen some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah.
We all have for sure.
We get a lot of recommendations. How you said, like this is like probably 60% of our businesses.
That's awesome.
Repeat referrals business, and I mean
absolutely.
You're gonna have to stand. You have to hold the line. That's the main thing.
I was trying to think. So I ended up using you guys twice last year when I moved, and I'm trying to remember if I found you on Google or if somebody referred, and I can't remember how it was that I ended up finding you.
I think it was next door. No? Next door?
Maybe. I can't remember. But
We met first time over. Now I remember.
Yeah.
We met first time.
Yep,
over,
in the North Palm house.
yeah,
and
yeah.
then, yes.
Yeah.
And then I had to move again 2 months
Yeah.
after that.
See?
Yes. And your guys were great. And I said to them, because I know one of your guys helped me, was there the first move and the second move. And I said to him at the end, I'm like, you guys did a great job. I hope I never see you again because I don't want to have to move again. But to have to handle it, like you guys did the best, most seamless, smooth job possible. So yeah, I mean, I know I refer you out to my clients
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
One of my other team members, Justine, you guys helped her with her move last year.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It makes a big difference. Like look, moving. You think in the realtors is there like there's bad things happen with the realtors. In moving, there's bad things happens.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's all these kind of stories you hear all over the place, and it's that you want to stay away with it. Like that's why you just heard a phone call. Like you just say you can come up and say this is what's gonna cost you, and then you can decide what
Yeah.
you want to do. You know?
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
like with the houses, right?
Yep.
The value, the biggest thing what I see as a value is when you come up and you got a house for sale, right? Like depending on what the market is. Like when the market is like when it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I
right
can
post
sell the-
pandemic.
I can sell the house. I
Crazy.
can sell the house. I make it take a picture by myself.
Yeah.
I can probably sell it.
People were buying homes sight unseen, buying homes from out of state, buying homes with no inspection,
Overpriced,
bidding wars,
cash,
paying over
right
asking
now.
price.
Go ahead.
Yep. It was a wild time. It is not like that anymore. And that is something that's been a little bit of a struggle this past year or two, is that 2024 was really like sort of the end of that. It was definitely the final touch of that kind of people really like clamoring to get here. People are still trying to get down here for sure, but not as crazy as it was then. And right now it's kind of one of our challenges is really informing sellers more than buyers that yes, your home is valuable and yes, your home is great and you've done upgrades to it and these are all wonderful things and your equity has grown, but your equity hasn't grown by like quadruple. Your equity's grown by a normal percentage based upon when you bought it. And it's people are still really in this mindset of like, oh, well, Joe down the street sold a couple years ago and people were fighting for his house. Well, it was 2022. That was 4 whole years ago. Things change rapidly. In my opinion, the market really changes every 3 months, absolutely every 6 months. Each year you can look at the data. It's just been wildly different since that peak of the COVID pandemic craziness of people just desperately trying to get to Florida. So it's like things really shift over time and everybody thinks that they have, so much value in their home, which they do, but it's been really like inflated based on what they see on the media, what they see in social media, what they talk to in their neighborhood of people who did sell in 2022 or 2023 and were able to be part of that bidding war era. And it's just a really different landscape now. So it's always interesting to try to kind of click in with people and see what their relationship is to the current market and the current state of our economy and what's happening right now in the middle and end of 2026, where, believe it or not, it's been 6 years since the pandemic, which is kind of like wild to even put that into scope. Yeah.
I mean, depends how much you pay for your house too.
Absolutely.
Sometimes people down.
Yeah.
Like you people down,
Yeah.
And sometimes you.
Some people wildly overpaid during that time and the interest rates were so low that now they feel a little bit, kind of trapped into a house that maybe they don't love and maybe it's not their dream home. And, the people out there who are in those kind of scenarios shouldn't feel so stuck because you're still growing equity. You're still in a hugely, hugely desirable area. Like the articles are coming out constantly of West Palm being the largest growing luxury market in the entire country right now. Palm Beach County's blowing up all around. We see the growth in St. Lucie County and Martin County, and South Florida is not slowing down by any means. It's just not as wild as it was 4 or 5 years ago.
Back to value. What you would tell people they looking, maybe not right away, but they're gonna look and they're gonna, because I see big differences.
Yeah.
And I see big differences between, and I heard this numerous of times. People selling the house, and there's really difference. There's maybe no difference for every house, but definitely for majority of the houses, I see the difference. Hey, I'm selling my house, but it doesn't sell. That's coming back to what kind of realtor you pick, because you're gonna have to market it. You're gonna have to come with it. Okay, or who you end up using as your realtor for sale, because then, how you said, Joe sold it for this. And he paid this. I mean, look, but Joe has an impact windows, and he has a brand new roof. And this and that. Coming back to that, what you would tell these people, everybody wants to sell the house quick for the top dollar, right? I mean,
that's the dream. Absolutely.
The dream. What advice you would give people? Obviously, they're gonna have to pick the right person to work with, but what you would say, because I know the small things matters a lot. Like little things can make a big impact for the sale of the house.
They can. So I'll use a great client example. I had clients in Loxahatchee in May who decided they were going to sell and move out of the country. And their home, they had only had it for about 4 years. They bought in 2021, and they were part of that bidding war era, that whole thing. And but during the time that they did own the home, they put a brand new metal roof on. They put impact windows and doors in the house, and they had a pool, which pools have become really expensive to put in yourself. So if a home already has a pool, that's become a really high point of value as well. And you don't really think, Jupiter to Cuesta, Palm Beach Gardens, so many homes have pools. You don't think that much about it. Loxahatchee, interestingly, not everybody has a pool out there. So that was one of the features that made their home super valuable. So when it came down to marketing, that's what we focused on, was the brand new metal roof, that they do have a pool. And it wasn't a brand new pool. The home was from 1993. It was the original pool, but it's still a pool. They had really beautiful, mature landscaping all over the property, fruit trees, mango trees, papaya trees, pineapples, all kinds of different things like that. So they were concerned about a lot of little itty bitty things, cosmetic stuff to fix up around the home. And they did some stuff. They did some painting and things like that. But when it came down to it, they had a couple of really great elements that we were able to hone in on and focus on marketing those features. So that's kind of what we took and kind of spun everything with, to take the stress off their shoulders of, you guys don't need to be worried about the baseboards and that outlet and this little itty bitty thing. Like, you guys are getting too stressed out over too many tiny details. It's cosmetic stuff. And if it's more than cosmetic, it'll get found in the inspection, and we'll deal with it then. They'll come back to us and we'll work through that bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But really, we took those super appealing elements of the home, the landscaping, the pool, the metal roof, the impact windows, and that's how we marketed the home. And those features are important to many buyers, and they were really important to the buyer that ended up purchasing that home. So that's just a really simple example of, sometimes getting tied up over those little itty bitty things tend to make a seller crazy, when we're it's really not. You guys don't have to worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. The light fixture in the bathroom is a little wonky. Guess what? The new buyers are going to rip that thing out and put a new one in anyways. So don't make yourself nuts over, upgrading little features, because people have such personal aesthetic opinions. The new buyers are going to come in and fix it anyways, or change it, or take down the wallpaper, paint it a whole new color, put in new light fixtures, all that kind of stuff.
That's when you come in.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
How much therapist do you think realtor is?
How much of a therapist?
Yeah.
Oh, a easy 50%. Easy.
Because I know you were talking about the block time and again after hours, and it's only so many hours you can work. You need to take some time off. But this thing, it's all energy. It comes back
Absolutely.
to you. So at the end of the day, how because they worry about things like they
Yeah.
don't really can matter. They don't, maybe some stuff don't even not really
Right.
that important for sale.
Exactly.
And they worry too much and come back to
Totally.
the thing. It's like, and then somebody comes and bring the cash money, and it's just, I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
we got a house with a pool,
And that kind of circles back to like, what is my value as a realtor? Is like, at the end of the day, no, I'm not your therapist, but I am here to help relieve the stress of the situation. Selling a home and buying a home and moving is really freaking stressful. It is. Everybody knows it. We've all been through it. You and I just talked about, I had to move twice last year due to all kinds of wackadoo circumstances. And it sucks. Moving is really exhausting. But when you have a good realtor who's helping you through smooth out the process, when you have a good moving company who's coming in, packing your stuff for you, making sure that all your fragile stuff is really well taken care of, paying attention to things of like I know when you guys move me, I'm like, okay, I've got my cat. He's not a runner, but just be aware when you guys are opening in and out of doors, he'll probably be hidden under the bed the whole time. Your team was so good at being aware of that kind of thing. So it's like those little stressors that when you work with people who pay attention to what their clients need, it just is such a game changer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
small things, big
Totally.
big time,
Absolutely.
big time.
And that's why, like, at the end of, like, you're in a people business. I'm in a people business.
Oh, yeah.
It's what we do. We're here to make our clients feel better and relaxed and try to efficiently get them through what is a really stressful, sucky situation. It always is. Nobody has fun moving, but, we try to make it the most fun that we can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's my favorite thing is?
Mm-hmm.
So on the moving jobs, right? Like I'm going on the moving job, I don't go as much as I would want to go. That's my biggest struggle in the business.
Right.
To don't get stuck on the jobs.
Yeah.
And because my position is a little bit somewhere else right now. But my biggest thing was saying no worries, like at least 10 times.
Yeah.
And like, you probably heard this when you're gonna believe what you hear. Like, I mean, if you hear 10 times no
Right.
worries during
Absolutely.
your move,
Yeah.
then you don't worry.
Yeah.
Then you come in the morning, oh yeah, oh big TV, oh no worries. You got a big, oh my cat, oh
Yeah.
no worries. You say
just
no
make
worries.
them feel like it's relaxed, it's chill.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh hey, what I can do? Like,
Yeah.
you just sit down, relax.
Exactly.
If you have any questions,
Yeah.
we can ask you.
I do a similar thing. I work with a lot of first-time home buyers, which are some of my like absolute favorite types of clients to work with. So at my initial career, I was a high school English teacher. So I love coming from that educational background and kind of like transitioning the skills that I built there into the world of real estate instead. And I love working with first-time home buyers because I really get to tap into that education background. And I say to them over and over again, I'm like, guys, there's no such thing as a dumb question here. Like, unless you come from a family who did a lot of buying and selling and were really, financially real estate savvy type people and they taught you how to do it, how would you ever know how to go through the home buying process? It's a really complicated thing. So I love being able to work with first-time home buyers and really like make sure that they feel safe and they don't feel dumb and they don't feel overwhelmed. And I let them know, I'm like, this is an overwhelming process. It's okay. Like, there's no dumb question here. You can text me, call me, ask anything. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm going to walk you through the process and you don't know what you don't know, and that's okay. And there's just no dumb questions. And I reiterate that over and over again so that they do feel safe and comfortable in the scenario. And again, it helps bring that stress level down.
100%.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
Absolutely.
So I have to tell you something. You talk about the pools. I pay for my pool twice.
Oh, no.
And this is how important it is who you end up, who you're gonna hire
For
in
sure.
the end of the day.
Yeah.
So the company come, it wasn't price issue, but the company was good, but apparently company ran into some issues, right? So we end up being, we pay deposit, like the pool, how you said, it's expensive. Was at the time now it's probably more. I think it was like 50,000, I think, for the pool.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's more now for sure.
Yeah, probably now it's probably 80. Then we end up paying 60 after. So
Okay.
we end up digging the hole. Getting all the permits, digging the hole, and like now the hole is for like 6 weeks. I mean, we're like, oh my
Just
god,
a
what are you
giant
gonna
hole
do?
in the backyard.
Oh, now what happens? you live in the house with the hole in the backyard, middle of the construction. Now
Right.
you have a dog. You can't even let the dog out.
No.
Now you're in the middle of the thing. Like,
Yeah.
you're waking up in the middle of the night hearing these, these big frogs, like.
Oh, because
So
they're like,
frogs start living in the
it's
back.
rainy
Yeah.
season. It's filling with
oh
water.
my God. Then the pool
Oh my
started
God.
getting down. So the pool, the hole
Yeah.
is actually getting collapsing.
Yeah.
So you're like in the point, like, okay, now you have a pump running on the side of your house with the water coming to the front. And you're like, oh my God.
what a disaster.
Do I'm getting divorced now?
Yeah,
Or what are we going to do?
what have I done?
Like you are like, oh my God, I was ready to hanging out by my tiki with the pool. And you end up.
you had
like,
such a great fantasy and now it's totally ruined. Yeah.
it was just like oh my God. So then
So then you found a second pool company.
you found out
Yeah.
the pool company is never gonna finish, filed for the bankruptcy.
Awesome.
You getting with the new guy. It's like
Yeah.
new guy tells you, no, look, but if you want us to take over, it's gonna be 60. And you're like, what are we gonna do
Okay.
now? Now
Yeah.
you're talking the foundation problem.
Right.
You ending up running in your backyard with a 2x4, killing the frogs in the middle of the night with the light
I
shining
hate
on.
those damn bufo toads.
I mean-
they're awful. They're
And
just
they're
awful.
loud too.
They're
Like,
really loud.
You
and
think
they're
you
super
don't
and
hear
they're
them?
poisonous to dogs. They're like
Yeah.
they're a whole problem. So I have a really weird fun fact about those stupid frogs. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
So they're called bufo toads.
Yeah.
And they are an invasive species, which is why they're freaking everywhere and we can't get rid of them, along with the iguanas. They were brought in when we, like sugarcane fields, like 1950s, 1960s, that era, had some kind of, I think it was a cricket problem that was eating up all the sugar canes. So some genius decided, hey, there's these random Australian toads that apparently eat crickets. Let's bring in these toads from Australia and we'll have them eat the crickets and the sugar canes. So the crickets got dealt with. Now we have a bufo toad problem decades later. So
That's
how
crazy.
that happened. Yeah. And they're really, if your dog gets one,
Yeah.
it's bad news. They're awful and they're just gross and loud. And yeah, I'm very anti bufo toad.
That's some story. That's some story right
Yeah,
there.
I'm full of weird local knowledge. Yeah.
That's definitely a local tip right there.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my family's been here since the 1930s. So when you've been in South Florida for that long, you amass information of all kinds of weird little things.
Yeah.
Yep.
I heard a story. One lady sued other lady with the killing the frogs on the front sidewalk for that. But it's like
Oh, boy.
called the what's it called human the animal control.
Oh, yeah,
because you-
Humane
you
Society
keep,
animal,
you-
yeah.
You keep killing the frogs on
Yeah.
the front porch. I heard. I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah, we're
I
not-
mean,
yeah.
there's a lot of
Not when it's an invasive species. Yeah.
yeah,
Anything
but,
goes.
But definitely careful who you end up hiring for any
For sure.
any kind of work on
So
your
do you
house.
have a pool and a tiki hut now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so it ended happily then.
Oh, we end up selling the house after.
Did you really?
So
So somebody else is now enjoying that pool.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the story end up, finishing the pool.
Yeah.
Finding out, okay, this is time to move on. So it
Right.
That's life. Things happens
For sure. But it is, the main lesson there is like make sure you really research who you're working with. Make sure you know,
Oh, yeah.
get word of mouth recommendations, look at the Google reviews, look at the Yelp reviews, all of that. And yeah.
How important is your network? How important is like people like moving company or
Yeah.
handyman?
Oh my
or
God, so important.
Insurance
My
agent.
my vendors list is one of the most important parts of my business because that's, as the realtor, like people rely on me to connect them with everybody. And that's something that, again, being a super long-term local, and I've, grew up here, been here my whole life, I kind of know somebody from every kind of industry already, which is really helpful. But working with really good, trusted vendors that I've worked with over and over again to refer out to my clients is the most important thing to me. Like, we use the same inspector. Chris Sitto. He's the absolute best. My whole team uses him. We've used him for hundreds of houses, and he's just an absolute dream to work with for us and for the buyers and sellers. We've never had an unpleasant experience with him. I know I can count on him. That man will frickin' move mountains to get something done for us and our clients. So that's just like one of my favorite examples of your vendors are such an important part of your business. They're an extension of your business. Having a good insurance agent to refer out to, having good mortgage brokers that we work with, moving companies. Like I was talking about before, even the vintage furniture companies that I work with. You know, everybody kind of serves their role in the like ecosystem of home sales, which is just, it's a lot. It takes a lot to buy or sell a home. And like moving companies are such an important part of that. But you guys come at the very tail end of things.
Yeah.
So there's so many leading up ahead of time that, yeah, it really just makes such a difference. I mean, the photographer that we work with is
that's big.
Yeah, we work with the same photographer every time, and we love him. And we even used him last week. He helped us pull off like a surprise birthday party thing for one of our other team members. So it's stuff like that when you work with the same people over and over again. They become part of your, you know, we have separate businesses, but they become part of your business. They become part of your family and your sphere and your friend group and all of that I was able to text Peyton and be like, hey, Justine's got photos at 11. We're trying to surprise her at noon. Can you stall her? And he's like, yeah, man, I got you. No problem. Like stuff like that. It's just worth its weight in gold.
Time is money too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And things can break a deal too. Like if
For sure.
we don't have the right people in place. Like, I mean, for the closings,
yeah.
You know what happened to us? A couple of times we waiting with a truck. I'm like, oh, this time closing. And we waiting and it's, you know, like, look.
Yep. Until the money's transferred, no one's touching a thing.
We don't pick, right? We go with whatever.
Right.
But if it's a Friday afternoon and the closing is at 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm.
That's why I always schedule my closings for Thursdays.
There's a sign.
And a good agent will schedule your closing on a Thursday for buffer room for when shit goes sideways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there's a sign. There's a sign.
Yeah.
Friday, 1 o'clock. That's the sign.
I'm sure you can talk to any agent. We've all been there where we're like, closing is in 2 hours. What do you mean we can't start this whole process here? Yeah. People are always really like really eager to get that moving truck at the property and get the stuff in and all of that. And sometimes it's the opposite side where the seller hasn't even moved all the stuff out yet. And you're like, what do you mean closing's in 2 hours and there's still like entire couches in this house right now? So I'm sure you guys have dealt with plenty of that.
One time we had this story and we tried to help. We had a customer of ours was moving in the house. Mm-hmm. The house was already sold. Mm-hmm. Closed day before.
Okay.
And they let the guy to pack his stuff. He wants to the guy moving out of the house.
Yeah.
They let him to finish his move till next day. So we hold the things till next day, which was, I don't think nothing was written down there.
Right.
They just trying to be nice and help him out. And the guy was in like pretty bad situation, you know, like had a lot of stuff out of the room. So we came in. So sometimes you can get a little awkward situations.
Sure.
And I mean, guys like, okay, well, we try to help.
Yeah.
But the guy didn't really feel comfortable. He said in first, yeah, come to help because we are ready to move people in the house when he's still the stuff in there. So it's like, wow, this is tough situation. The guy was like, start getting nervous, you know.
There's so
getting
many
a little itchy.
There's so many emotions involved in moving too, and that's something that as a realtor I try to be really cognizant of like, you know, if somebody's selling their grandparents' house, that's full of memories. Or if they, you know, unfortunately they're falling on hard times and they can't afford to keep the home that they work so hard to buy, they're not super gung-ho to move their stuff out and leave it, and you have to be really, you know, empathetic to that kind of situation and gentle with them and do your best to kind of persuade them that, you know, the next chapter is going to be okay. Like, it's time to pack up this one and move on. And moving can be really highly emotional for people, whether it's just in a stressful way, because just packing up all your stuff and lugging it around is just, it just isn't fun at all. But it can also be, are you excited to move to a new place? Or are you nervous to move to a new place? Or did you get job transferred and now your wife and your kids are kind of sad because they're leaving their world behind to move to a whole new community? And there's just so much tied up in it that, there's so many scenarios like that where people really are like dragging their feet on leaving even. And you have to be firm but gentle in those situations.
Well, I can tell you one thing. It's big difference when it's yours.
Yeah.
So if me as a Peter Bald Eagle moving customers, right? It's a business. We do this every day. We are good at it. We know how to pack. We know how to wrap.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Once you move your own stuff, things change.
Yeah.
That's how you have to feel when you're moving people, because we just did this guy, they were in the house 27 years.
Wow.
And this is the thing, like you got a lot of things behind, and many times you can't take it all.
No.
So you're ending up being hardest thing to go through things, right? Like, I mean, start early, declutter, donate things, get that's and there's actually gonna be people, they're gonna use it, like this is a great thing. Like you have to find the positive in things. Like, how I always say.
It's hard. I have a storage unit right now that I need to really get rid of because I love to thrift. I love to find vintage furniture. I used to do a lot of restoration on it myself. And I have a beautiful dining room set that I totally refurbished myself that doesn't fit in my current condo. And it's sitting in the storage unit and it's been about a year now. I'm like, okay, it's time to let it go. Like what fantasy world, like I'm going to be in my current condo for a very long time.
Yeah.
I think so anyways, that I'm like, in what fantasy future am I going to need these things? And it's like, it took me a year to kind of be like, okay, I've got a storage unit full of furniture and amongst other stuff and art and other things that like just weren't right for this house, that I'm like, oh, if they're not right for this house now, they're not right for me anymore. So it's time to part ways with those objects and kind of let go. But it can be an emotional process to things like
100%.
that. Yeah.
100%. Where people can find you? Can you tell us what's the best way how to reach out to you?
The best way to find me is on Instagram, Katie Kong Realtor. I'm also on Facebook too, although I gotta admit I don't spend as much time on Facebook because it's a little bit of a negativity pool over there. So I try to avoid it the best I can. But Instagram, or, you can find me. I'm part of a really amazing local real estate team called the Stanbra team, founded by my boss and mentor, Nicole Stanbra. So you can find me at stanbrateam.com. That's our website. And you can check out there, you can go on and get a home equity report if you're kind of curious about selling your home, or see what our current properties that we have available are and kind of check out that sort of thing. We do a great blog every week where Nicole shares different local stuff that is interesting to her, events, little things like that going on around town.
Perfect.
Yeah.
One more thing. I know you have a lot of followers, so I just want to congratulate you to that.
Oh, thank you.
You are one big example for me. How many followers you got?
It's really not that many in the grand scheme of things, but I am proud of it because I've built it organically over the past couple of years. I just hit past the 2,000 mark for followers, which is still, it's something. I'm proud of it. But I don't do any paid advertisement through Meta. I tried a little over the years. I really find that just like organic communication with people. People. And I'm on there. I'm responding to people's stories. I'm in the comments. I'm rooting on local businesses. I'm such a huge believer in being a really active member in your community and supporting mom and pop businesses and supporting local entrepreneurs and local artists and people who just have something interesting to say and do and have to do with our, Palm Beach County, Martin County area. So I'm really always trying to promote other people, what they've got going on. So that's just like really, I think the most important way that I've grown my following and connected with people. And I try to really authentically be myself. It's social media is kind of a beast, and it's one of those things. There's times where I won't post for a couple of weeks because I'm just burnt out and nothing's exciting me and nothing's interesting to me. And I really don't want to just be on there just, reposting blah, 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 just to have something out there. I try to share what I what I find interesting, or if I do have a really great new property coming to market that I want to share with everybody, or if there's a cool local event going on or that kind of thing. Yeah,
the community news. I know you have a video about the park in
beach
park and some million views. So how many?
Not quite that many, but I think we're at around
500?
like the 300,000 mark. So that one did well. And that was really a cool thing to see happen, because my goal behind making that reel was really just to like inform.
People
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. I have a relatively small platform in the grand scheme of things, but that singular reel, even though I only have 2,000 followers, that got 300,000 views.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of the magic of social media right there. And that felt really good to be able to have that get such a wide reach on such an important local topic. And a couple years ago, I was really vocal about when Jonathan Dickinson State Park, amongst other state parks, they were trying to put in like pickleball courts and all kinds of other BS.
Golf course and this and
if anybody remembers that. So I've always really tried to use whatever platform I have, no matter how big or small it may be, just to help inform locals on what's going on with especially our beaches and our parks and our nature and our environment, because that to me is what makes Florida so special. And that's why all these people are fleeing the other California, the Northeast, Texas, the whole rest of the freaking country. Everybody wants to come to Florida. And that's why. It's because of our nature. If we didn't have our beaches and our state parks and our beautiful swamps and everything that makes Florida, like there would be no reason for people to come here. But that's sort of the double-edged sword of development and growth and all of that. And I think it's also super important for all of these new transplants to understand that's what makes Florida special, is that we are a little wild, we are a little weird. And if you get rid of all of our wild and weird, then we're just going to be like everywhere else. And that's boring.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it here, so
Exactly. You get it?
I can agree with all that. Even with the frogs.
Even with the frogs. We'll forgive them. Yeah.
What's your plans for future? What is your goal? What is your goal for this year?
Yeah.
What is your goal for next year? What are you trying to accomplish? What is like your next exciting thing? What happened?
My goals right now are I had a little bit of a wild year last year, a lot of different life changes, but I did a lot of traveling, which was amazing. This year's been a little bit more of like a regrounding year, getting my feet back under me, building up new goals. So future goals are just keep building my real estate business. I really want to tap in more to working with first-time home buyers and just really local people. Like I just really think it's so important to, as much as we have this incredible community of relocation people moving here from all over, I want the other locals like myself to feel like they are still valued in South Florida and that they have help here for them, for whether it's they're going to buy a $400,000 townhouse or $1 million house on the water, whatever it is that they're looking for. Like, I'm here to support them and help them. So I really want to continue growing that facet of my business. And then this year, the travel plans are kind of chill for the rest of this year. Next year, I'm hoping to spend maybe like a month or two traveling Europe. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's the
Awesome.
goal. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I want to pop around France, Italy. I've got a friend in Sweden. Might head over that direction. And
that's exciting.
Yeah.
In entrepreneurship, it's hard to take a long vacation.
Many
times.
It is.
Sometimes
Definitely.
people go ahead and they like the 3-day.
Yeah.
Go to Virgin Islands or Bahamas.
Totally. And I do a lot of, like, one of my best friends lives in New Orleans, so I'll pop over there for a couple of days. A girlfriend of mine, we just went to Philly for a concert a couple months ago. So we'll do little weekenders.
Small ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's also the beauty. I'm on a team of 7, which is so cool, because when any of us does want to travel,
helping each other.
We're here to help each other out.
Cover and
totally,
and
absolutely, whatever needed. Yeah, we're here to help each other. So that's really cool too. And that's one of the best things about, in my opinion, being on a team that's great for my clients, is that you get me, you're going to work with me, but you also have all this excess support that, God forbid, I'm not available to you, or I do have to be helping another client, but you need assistance as well. Like, there's always somebody to hop in and help out one of our clients.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we work at like a really holistic approach, and we always want to make sure that our clients are getting basically round the clock service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because teamwork is makes a big difference.
For sure.
Big difference.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
That was a great time.
Thank you so much for having me, Peter. It's been great talking with you.